Hello, everyone. Let me get straight to the point. Would you believe that the black beans you consume every day for your health could actually be slowly damaging your kidneys? There are kidney warning signs that should never be taken lightly after the age of 60. There was an elderly person who, believing the health benefits of black beans, ate them every day without fail. But then, because of a certain food, his body began to show signs of distress. At first, his digestion was a bit more bloated. He felt unusually tired. But as time passed, his hands and feet began to feel heavy. He often felt bloated in the mornings, so he underwent tests. He discovered that vital minerals were being lost from his body. Why? Was the black beans the problem? No, the black beans themselves weren't bad. The problem was the food he was eating with them. Because of that one food, the supposedly healthy black beans became a burden, not a negative influence. Simply put, even good medicine can become poisonous if you mix it with the wrong food. Even black beans, if combined incorrectly, can cause kidney fatigue. Perhaps you're mixing them with any food, even though you've heard they're good for you and good for your health. If you don't watch this video to the end, you might repeat that old man's mistake. I'm revealing the shocking truth that hospitals never tell you. I'm not on their side. I'm on your side, protecting your health and life. If you watch this video to the end, you'll learn exactly 3 dangerous black bean combinations you should absolutely avoid after age 60 and 3 golden combinations you should definitely eat to support your kidneys. If you found this information helpful, please click the like button now. If you've ever turned 60, you'll notice several times a day that your body isn't what it used to be. After age 60, your body's engine and water purifier filter begin to lose their overall strength. Your body's energy production slows, your detoxification ability declines, and your liver and kidneys can't function as well as they did in your youth. I think I need to explain a little more about the kidneys in particular. They're not just organs that produce urine. They're the front line of our bodies, filtering out toxins to keep us alive. Simply put, they're like filters that circulate the blood throughout the body like laundry, constantly filtering out impurities and unnecessary waste. When we eat, we get various nutrients, but we also produce waste. If these waste products circulate throughout the body via the bloodstream, they can become toxic, so the kidneys filter them out and expel them through urine. Here's the most important point. Even if you eat and live the same way, your body can no longer process waste as it used to. As you age, the number of kidney cells decreases, the amount of blood flowing to the kidneys decreases, and the kidney's ability to filter toxins gradually weakens. Black beans are a great bean, packed with protein, minerals, healthy oils, and antioxidants. When you're young, your kidneys are strong and can effectively utilize these nutrients. However, once you pass the age of 60, these beneficial effects can become too much. This is because when kidney function declines and too much protein and minerals like potassium enter the body, the kidneys can't process them all, causing them to build up in the blood. If you combine this with the unhealthy food combinations I'm going to talk about today, your body will scream, "Oh my, this is too much." From that moment on, your kidneys become overloaded and your body's balance begins to collapse. There's no need to give up black beans. However, if you eat them, it could be a matter of life and death for your kidneys. I'll explain 3 dangerous black bean combinations you should absolutely avoid after the age of 60. The first dangerous combination is black beans and spinach. Everyone knows that black beans are good for you, and spinach is good for you. So you might think that eating them together would double your nutritional benefits, right? In fact, many people naturally assume that eating them together is even better, since black beans are high in protein and spinach is high in iron, both of which are considered healthy foods. However, after 60, especially after a young age, this combination can be a cyanide bomb. Why? Let me explain. Spinach contains a lot of oxalic acid. Oxalic acid is a type of organic acid naturally found in vegetables like spinach, chard, and beets. When this oxalic acid comes into contact with the calcium in black beans, it can harden into crystals in the body. Simply put, the good calcium in black beans combines with spinach and turns into a rock-like residue. This residue can scratch and damage the kidney cells as it passes through them. And in severe cases, it can block the urinary tract, forming kidney stones. Kidney stones are hard, stone-like lumps that form in the kidneys or urinary tract. As they grow larger, they can suddenly cause excruciating pain, as if stabbed by a knife, and blood may appear in the urine. These symptoms, which can require a trip to the emergency room, are caused by kidney stones. Another problem is that the oxalic acid in spinach blocks the absorption of the precious calcium in black beans. When the calcium in black beans tries to be absorbed in the intestines, the oxalic acid in spinach first combines with it, forming calcium oxalate. This causes the calcium to become unabsorbable and pass out through the stool. Ultimately, you're consuming good calcium, but your body can't use any of it and just throws it away. Especially if you eat black bean mixed grain rice with spinach on an empty stomach. The stomach and intestines will be empty, making the oxalic acid more concentrated and absorbed more quickly. This puts a greater strain on the kidneys, making it a truly dangerous combination. In short, after age 60, it's much safer for kidney health to avoid eating black beans and spinach together. The second dangerous combination is black beans with coffee, black tea, or green tea. Everyone, don't you start your day with a cup of coffee after eating black bean rice or black bean porridge in the morning. Many people think they're healthy with black beans and cheered up with coffee. This is a familiar pattern, but after your early 60s, it can become a dangerous combination that simultaneously exhausts both your kidneys and blood vessels. Why is this? Let me explain in detail. Coffee, black tea, and green tea contain caffeine and nicotine. Let me start with caffeine. Caffeine constricts the blood vessels leading to the kidneys. What happens when these vessels constrict? The amount of blood flowing to the kidneys decreases. The kidneys are organs that filter blood and remove waste, and with less blood, they can't function properly. At the same time, caffeine causes urination, which increases urination. Excessive urination means the kidneys have to work harder. With less blood flowing to the kidneys and more work to do, they become stressed. Moreover, excessive water loss due to urination can lead to dehydration, placing a greater burden on the kidneys. Next is carbon. Tannins can bind to the proteins in black beans, forming indigestible clumps. When carbon binds to proteins, digestive enzymes have difficulty accessing them. Proteins that aren't properly digested produce toxins in the intestines, overloading the kidneys. Simply put, coffee blocks the beneficial effects of black beans from reaching the body. As a result, iron absorption in black beans is reduced and the beneficial effects aren't fully utilized. Drinking strong coffee immediately after black bean rice in the morning is especially important as you age. So what should you do? I'm not suggesting you give up coffee forever. However, it's recommended to wait at least 2 to 3 hours after consuming black beans. Instead, choosing warm, caffeine-free barley tea or water is much easier on the kidneys. To summarize, consuming coffee, black tea, or green tea immediately after eating black beans constricts and narrows the renal blood vessels, putting the greatest strain on kidney health. Yes, now the third and final dangerous combination. This combination is the most familiar yet deadly meal for Koreans, something they've eaten their entire lives. The third dangerous combination is black beans and salty foods. Black bean rice on an airplane, savory soybean paste stew, crunchy kimchi, and salty braised fish. Just thinking about it makes it taste delicious and evokes the typical Korean dining table scene. However, hidden within this familiarity lie the pitfalls of salt and potassium, which can strain the kidneys and heart. I'll explain why this combination is dangerous, step by step. First, there's the sodium in salty foods. Sodium strongly attracts water. Eating a lot of salty foods causes sodium to enter the bloodstream, drawing water into it as well. This increases blood volume and increases the pressure on the blood vessels. This is what is called high blood pressure. As we age, our blood vessels become increasingly rigid, and when sodium causes blood pressure to rise, they become fragile, explosive bombs. Next, potassium, found in black beans, is essential for muscle movement, neurotransmission, and a regular heartbeat. In our youth, potassium helps lower blood pressure by expelling sodium from the body. However, After 60, when kidney function declines, the problem changes completely. This is because the kidney's ability to expel potassium from the body is significantly reduced. When the kidneys fail to function properly, potassium builds up in the blood. This is called hyperkalemia, and it is very dangerous. Severe hyperkalemia can lead to irregular heartbeats and, in severe cases, even cardiac arrest. Ultimately, the combination of salty foods and black beans creates a devastating synergy, with sodium and potassium simultaneously accumulating in the body, straining both blood pressure and kidney function. What symptoms can occur if this combination persists? It's best to eat side dishes like silage enamel, salted greens, without salt. Mix these 4 ingredients evenly throughout the day, making them a frequent part of your diet. Fifth, a note for those taking medication. This is the most important safety precaution. Some blood pressure medications conserve potassium. People taking these medications may experience potassium overload if they eat black beans, which are high in potassium. Furthermore, those taking medication for kidney disease often need to limit their protein and potassium intake. Never increase your black bean intake on your own. Today's information is for reference only. Before taking any medication, always check with your doctor or pharmacist to determine the type of medication you are taking. Yes. Now, I'll summarize the most important information for your kidney health and offer a final word of encouragement for a healthy old age. I can summarize today's information in this way. A dangerous black bean combination to absolutely avoid after losing your 60. The 3 combinations are black beans, spinach, heavy caffeine, and salty side dishes. Why are these combinations dangerous? Eating black beans and spinach together can cause oxalate and calcium to combine to form kidney stones, which can lead to severe pain. Black beans and coffee or tea contain caffeine, which constricts renal blood vessels, causing kidney failure, and tannins that interfere with iron absorption. Furthermore, black beans and salty side dishes increase the risk of hyperkalemia, which can lead to high blood pressure and heart rate abnormalities due to the combined sodium and potassium in the beans. These combinations are like silent killers that slowly wear out your kidneys. Conversely, 3 golden combinations that are beneficial to your health while reducing kidney damage are black beans, broccoli, barley tea, and low-sodium fermented foods. Broccoli is low in oxalate, which reduces the risk of kidney stones, activates a detoxifying enzyme called sulforaphane, which protects the kidneys, and vitamin C enhances the effects of black beans. Gory tea provides ample hydration without caffeine, allowing the kidneys to function comfortably, and low-salt fermented foods cleanse the intestines with beneficial bacteria, reducing the burden on the kidneys. This combination helps prevent dementia, cancer, vascular health, and boost immunity. Most importantly, there's no need to give up black beans. The key is to change your habits and the combination of who you eat, when you eat them, and how often you eat them. It's important to eat a moderate amount of black beans, about 30 to 50 grams for lunch, without oversalting them. This is the most fundamental practice for a healthy old age. As you've seen, health isn't simply luck. It's the small, daily choices that determine whether the food we eat will be medicine or poison. We can't change the past, but if we start with the smallest things, we can certainly change our healthy future. You're at a crossroads. When symptoms appear, don't rely on medication. Instead, take care of your health and prepare for a vibrant old age. I believe you will choose the latter. However, there's a final, more important advice. Those with kidney disease or taking multiple medications, such as blood pressure or diabetes medications, should use today's content as a reference only. Do not change your diet or medication dosages without consulting your doctor. This video alone cannot replace a proper treatment plan. Please keep this in mind. Finally, I ask for your commitment to a healthy old age. Please leave a comment below with your weekly commitment. From today, I will start eating black beans in the right combination. This is a promise to remind yourself that you are choosing to live wisely and proactively. Your small actions are the beginning of a healthy old age. Also, please share this video with your family and friends over 60. This little piece of information can save someone's life and alleviate the worry of nursing homes. Your sharing is not just a click. It's a family expression of their desire to live healthily alongside their loved ones. We sincerely hope your kidneys and your old age will be a little more comfortable. Thank you for your support. Your kidney function has dropped below 60%. When I tell patients this, they're equally surprised and ask, "Doctor, I don't have a single ailment. In fact, I even eat a handful of the health-boosting foods advertised on television every day." That's it. The very small habits you've been assuring yourself of after age 60 may be quietly destroying your kidneys. This is not a simple exaggeration. I'm Kong Mingyu, an internist with 30 years of experience. This is the shocking truth I've come to realize over the past 30 years, treating thousands of patients. Have you ever woken up feeling as heavy as a pound of gold, with a slightly swollen face, or had blurry vision for a few minutes? Have you ever had frequent urination or unusually dark urine, but dismissed it as something you probably didn't drink enough water the day before? Or, even though you're eating normally and have no particular problems, do you constantly feel tired, your back aches, and your legs ache easily when you stand for long periods? If you're nodding along right now, you're making an irreversible mistake. These symptoms are definitely not aging. They're the final scream of your kidneys, which remain silent until 70%, more than half, of their health is damaged. So many patients, believing they're healthy, only to find out at the hospital that the oxalic acid and phosphorus hidden in those very nuts are accelerating the damage. Today, I'm staking my 30 years of medical experience on the line to urgently reveal the 4 worst kidney diseases after age 60 and the 4 miraculous kidney diseases that can actually save your kidneys. This one video can determine your remaining lifespan. Why hasn't anyone explained this clearly to you? Television and health programs repeatedly claim that nuts are good for the heart and brain. That statement itself is not wrong. But, dear friends, that only applies to your youth when your liver and kidneys were healthy and enzymes were active. After age 60, everything slowly begins to change. Our bodies can no longer process those delicious foods as perfectly as they once did. What was once a nutrient can actually become a toxin, a burden on the body, once your kidneys are weakened. Unfortunately, no one clearly tells us this crucial fact. I'm not just speaking on behalf of hospitals, telling you textbook-like stories. I'm speaking solely on behalf of my patients and you. Over the past 30 years in my practice, I've witnessed countless people whose kidney function deteriorated while trying to improve their health. I'm sharing that shocking truth with you today. The most frightening truth we must all understand is this. Kidneys are incredibly silent organs. Until half, or even 70% of your kidney function is lost, you may not experience any serious symptoms. The symptoms we discussed earlier. When you wake up in the morning, your body feels heavy and your face feels slightly sticky, your urine is dark, or you have to go to the bathroom more often at night. And even though you haven't done anything particularly wrong, you're always tired and your back feels heavy. Most people dismiss these signs as nothing more than aging or fatigue. But that's the most dangerous misconception. Those minor symptoms may not be aging, but rather a silent, painful distress signal from your kidneys. Our bodies are like a mighty river. Just as life depends on the clear flow of the river, our blood needs to be clean. The kidneys are the filters that purify that blood. But what happens when those filters become clogged? Once your kidneys are damaged, their ability to filter blood and expel waste slowly and steadily declines every day. At first, you might just feel tired. But as these waste products build up like toxic mud, they clog blood vessels, weaken bones, and damage the heart. And the scariest thing is that once damaged, the kidneys and their filters are clogged. They can never be restored to their original state. Unfortunately, no one warns us that the nuts we eat every day, believing they're healthy, can actually damage these filters more quickly. Instead, they tell us they're good for the heart and brain. They don't tell us the terrible truth, that after age 60, a handful of nuts can raise your blood pressure, cause leg cramps, and rapidly deteriorate kidney function. So today, we must confront this issue head-on. Are the nuts on your table and on your kitchen shelf truly medicine or poison? I'll lay out the clear criteria for that. So today, I'll clearly divide your diet into 2 categories: those nuts that are poisonous and destroy your kidneys after age 60, and those that actually protect them. Please remember these 4 worst kidney-damaging nuts I'm about to list. This list is based on data I've verified over 30 years of treating patients. First are cashews, known as oxalate bombs. Second are macadamias, high-fat, high-calorie bombs hidden behind their nutty flavor. Third are processed peanuts, either fried at high temperatures or seasoned with salt. Fourth are various coated nuts, sweet and salty, addictively sodium bombs. These 4 are the main culprits quietly destroying your kidney filter. But does that mean you should avoid all nuts? Absolutely not. If you choose them correctly, there's no better medicine than nuts. Instead of these 4 worst nuts, I always emphasize 4 miraculous nuts that will protect your kidneys and even restore your health. First are walnuts, the guardians of the brain and kidneys. Second are almonds, your friend for blood sugar control.